Yes! We're back! Sorry about your eardrums, but I'm officially declaring this off the record, because we haven't started yet, a high energy episode. Yeah. Get ready, guys.
Somewhere on the scene. It got a little longer, so it seems. Burned out, so to speak.
High energy indeed. Let's get this ball rolling with today's sound effect. Actually, I'll also get ready to spin the hourglass just while we're off the record, Reese. I did a timer. Actually, you know what? I want this to be on the record.
Okay.
I want people to know that was part of the episode and know that I was unhappy about it. I also need to just zoom out the camera a bit, guys. Just a little bit of admin live. Alrighty. Let's hit this buzzer. This one was sent in by a listener of the show, Apple Man. So either a douche who enjoys Apple products or just a healthy guy who likes fruit.
Loves an apple.
Yeah, no idea. But either way, let's go. Didn't work again. Is that it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that was Apple Man laughing?
Maybe.
All right, the hourglass has been turned. You know what? I said high energy episode, but that was a low energy buzzer noise. What the fuck was that?
Well, the file name was just woot woot.
Woot woot. Oh, is that what it's supposed to say? Oh my God. What do you guys do in your personal time? People who listen to this podcast, keep sending in your buzzer intros. Clearly, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
I think Reese needs more to go through.
I've only got one other one that we can use.
So only 3 people have sent them in.
And the third one's Radio Mike.
Oh, God. One of them I know personally. Guys, send in your buzzers. The chances of you getting yours on the show at this point are incredibly high. You can send us an email at lukekidgellpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah! That was high energy. And that's the energy that I want this episode to be. You can send us an email. Please do. You will most likely get yours on the show because the standard is... Damn it. Really fucked up the timing of that. So yeah, tickets are on sale, guys. Now, by the way, Reese and I are recording this. The reason why we are together, if you're like, boys, why aren't you on lockdown? Because we're recording this on Friday in the middle of the day, and we don't know as of yet. There's speculation that there's going to be a lockdown. So we decided to record this like 4 days early in case we couldn't be together next week. So yeah, this is a bit weird because you're listening to this in the future. So we might be like stating the obvious right now.
Yeah.
No shit, boys. I've been in lockdown in Melbourne for 3 days now or whatever. So we think there's a high probability, or there's rumors floating around on the Twitter sphere. A lot of government officials, a lot of journalists, a lot of fear mongering from the media. Which worked because we're recording an early podcast.
Well, apparently the press conference is going to be at 1 o'clock and it's 12:30 now.
Oh, so we'll get a live press conference
Most
during...
likely.
Okay. What about you go get headphones and... Oh, I have headphones here.
Yes.
During the press conference, chuck in headphones. You listen. I'll just keep doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'll commentate your expressions.
Yeah, I just won't say anything.
But here's the thing. I'm pro lockdown. I know that's fucked up, but I could just get if it's 5 days, I don't care. I know it's fucks businesses and I know it's not really a good thing, but for my own selfish reasons, I get a lot done. I'm a little bit behind on editing. I have a few gigs that I was like, I probably shouldn't have booked them in. You know, I'm pretty busy. I wouldn't be thrilled about it, but I also, there's pros to anything. So, but any more than 5 days, I'm off it. And another thing is, I kind of want this whole Rona thing to get on top of it before my shows happen. So I'm pretty in this for my own reasons, guys. I'm assuming some of you were affected by the latest cluster. I don't care. It's not my problem. It's every man for themselves at this point. How's that we don't even care about other countries anymore and how they're going with it. Remember at the start it was a real global thing?
Yeah.
Now it's like a Victorian thing or not even like your suburb. Like, just my neighbours have it? Good, then fuck off. Like, everyone else can just leave. Like, I don't even know how the UK is going at the moment. Sound off below if you're from the UK. Chuck us a comment or head over to the YouTube and let us know. Just give us an update from anywhere in the world. I'd love our international audience to be like, yeah, look, it's fine, but it's not that bad, you know. And then there's all the Americans in the comments just like, don't even fucking ask. Okay? You guys are nowhere. I was saying to Reese before the podcast, you guys are like the third world of the first world at the moment. You guys are like third world energy in a first world country. It's like a great way to describe America, you know? Guys, we got to talk about this off the bat. The UK may need... Okay, the UK, the coronavirus, COVID, is not the worst thing that's happening overseas right now, because the Weetabix Twitter account, which is the UK version of Weetabix, tweeted something so horrific. And, you know, we were doing unpopular opinions for a hot minute on this podcast, and we might bring that segment back. This was one of the most unpopular opinions I've seen in a while. So we also like to do unlikely food combinations. So this is very on brand, this one for the podcast. Weetabix tweeted, "Why should bread have all the fun when there's Weet-Bix? Serving up Heinz beans on Bix for breakfast with a twist." And it's a picture of beans on Weet-Bix. Look, I'm all for trying new things. Actually, I'm not. I'm not at all. I got halfway through saying that and realized that's almost against the morals of this podcast and the mantra of what we do here. We actually hate trying new things here, guys. I actually last week, didn't I separate a sausage and a sandwich on two different plates?
Was this at the cricket?
No, like here.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
I was
she
having
did. Yeah,
lunch,
she did, yeah.
and then Meg was like, "Oh, there's sausages in the fridge from last night, and maybe make yourself a sandwich because there's only a couple." And I put a sausage by itself on a plate, and then a sandwich on another plate.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, I hate even mixing. I hate the idea of mixing things. I like beans on bread for some reason. Like baked beans on bread, fine.
Yeah.
But I've always been against raw dogging Bix. It needs to have some moisture in there. I get that the beans provide it with some moisture, but the bean sauce wouldn't completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Saturate the Bix. Like, I want sloppy Bix. I hate when you don't put enough milk in and it crunches.
It's real crunchy and chunky.
Oh, yeah, you just feel like it goes down your throat like, it's no good. So the best part about this was this tweet went viral. It was huge all around the world, mainly because corporate accounts started responding to this tweet. And guys, the level of corporate banter that's been happening on Twitter lately has definitely improved. Specsavers from their official Twitter account commented, "Removes glasses, puts on blindfold." Now that's funny because they're a glasses business, you know? Domino's Pizza UK said, "Us, people on pineapple on pizza." People on pizza. People on pizza. Imagine if it was people on pizza is the most controversial food ever.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck pineapple, cannibalism on pizza. Imagine getting that. The Army Hammer special from Domino's, where you just like eat some chick, you know, on your pizza base. Guys, yeah, pineapple on pizza, horrible. Weetabix, hold my spoon, 88,000 likes. People love it when an official account responds to anything.
My personal favorite one is the official State of Israel Twitter account.
What did they say?
Finally, something that all Middle Eastern countries can agree on. Just no.
That's very good. The NHS, which is like a health organization, said the National Health Society, isn't it? or something.
I think so, yeah.
They said that tweet should come with a health warning. Nando's said, "You okay, hun? DMs are open if you need to talk." And then KFC responded with, "Let's set aside our differences to prosecute this under the Geneva Convention." So a lot of good banter being thrown around. One that just didn't hit the mark. Like, even like the GCHQ, which I assume is an intelligence agency, they said, "We found no intelligence." Funny. RSPCA England tried to get in on the banter, completely missed the mark. Like, these other tweets have these other responses from, like National Rail have gone, due to Weetabix adding beans to their cereal, all services will be delayed while we figure out what's happening. That's a bit of funny train banter, because we all know that's how train people talk, right? That's what they say over the big speaker, and that's why that is 45,000 likes. RSPCA England, fire the fuck out of your Twitter person. They've gone, this is to the Weetabix and Beans tweet, they've gone, "What the shih tzu is this?" Oh, bad start to the tweet. And then they've gone like a little cat emoji. Should have gone a dog emoji, idiots. Obviously, we adore our hinds and we love chowing down on a Weetabix, but this looks pretty woof to us. You must be barking mad. Delete your account. What the fuck? Okay, there was some hot banter being thrown around by KFC, Nando's, Specsavers. Just keep saving animals and stop trying to amuse people on Twitter. All right, you already do great work. Even Xbox had a better call than you. Xbox went, "Rare achievement unlocked." Literally the worst thing we've ever seen. You're getting beaten by a fucking console. They don't have to be funny. They just have to make it not shit. That's all consoles really have to do, is don't be shit. And that's all fans want of video games. Oh man, RSPCA lift. That was the most disappointing thing about that. But let's get to the actual issue here. I have two issues with this. One, why is the UK version of Weetabix called Weetabix? I got Reese to look it up beforehand. What'd you say? It's just to distinguish between the two.
Yeah, that's all I could find on it, yeah.
Why is a company, I'm assuming Sanitarium own both, or the same company, whoever owns Sanitarium would own them both, I imagine. Why would they want there to be two different brands worldwide? That's like the UK version of Coca-Cola. Oh, wait. Being called Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola. Weetabix. Just call it Weetabix. Or call ours Weetabix. I hate Weetabix. It makes me sound stupid. Because if you said I had some Weetabix to anyone in Australia, because here it's just called Weetabix, they'd be like, "What the fuck did you have? Are you saying that wrong? Are you dumb?" And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, sorry, there's too much fiber in my brain for how much Weetabix I've been having." And my second issue is, Australia, you saw this tweet. It went viral all around the world. Scott Morrison saw it, I'm assuming. Why are we still a part of the Commonwealth? They're putting beans on Weetabix. That's our time to leave. That's our cue to be like, nah. I'd take Lizzie off the $5 note if I had the power to. I just don't. I'm just a guy with a moderately successful podcast from Australia. Not even, It's kind of successful. There's more successful podcasts. Who's got a more successful podcast? Maybe Hamish and Andy could do something about it. Will Anderson, start talking about it. I don't know. Who else is big? I don't really know many podcasts. Auntie Donna, boys, bring this to people's attention. We don't have the platform here. We don't have enough people. But people in the UK, start writing petitions. You can't just... There has to be order. This is why there's laws and this is why there's rules. You can't just be going about with no order. You can't just be putting beans on Weetabix, What's next? This is why Boost, on the other Luke and Lewis the other day, I don't know if you saw this, we tried these new Boost flavors that they've released. They've released like soy sauce and
Oh yes, I have.
like their sauce flavors. It was like barbecue sauce and mango. You know what? It wasn't terrible. The balsamic one was awful because don't put vinegar in a cup, right? Cook with it. Don't put it in a cup and drink it out of a straw. What the fuck is wrong with you? Put it on a chip. But there has to be... This is what happens when there's no order, is like these companies who are... You know, KFC's going to come out with like, I don't know, a fucking milkshake burger. What? They will. They'll be like, they'll just douse... You know what they'll make an ice cream burger. They'll get a fucking zinger and then they'll just pour strawberry milkshake over it and be like, give us $3 extra. It's a new thing. I'm not really too concerned about the Weetabix and bean crossover because they are two breakfast cereals. It's not like they're putting Weetabix and, you know, carrots together. That would be insane. But, or like Weetabix and what's another? Or what would be awful with Weetabix? I'm going to keep doing this until I think of it. Hot dogs. That would be terrible. Weetabix and processed meat, awful, right? Glad I had the thinking time. But it's the beginning of a slippery slope is why this one shook me. You know, people talk about it in my Discord going like, look, it's good. It's actually good banter from Weetabix because obviously they're doing it for some publicity and bang, they got it. Now mildly successful podcasts from Australia are talking about them. But it's irresponsible. You've got a big platform. You've got a great cereal. You know, same with Heinz for allowing this to go ahead. I love both their products, but with power comes responsibility. And you can't just be putting, because then it gets people thinking. It got me thinking, oh, what else? What other foods could go together? You know, what other breakfast foods? Could you do Weetabix and a hash brown? You shouldn't. It's potato. That's disgusting. I think hash browns for breakfast are wrong anyway. I know I'm in the minority here, so don't attack me. I know I'm wrong. Reese is looking at me like he's about to walk out.
Leave the podcast.
Yeah, this is Reese's last episode. I know I'm wrong. I'm just not a hash brown guy. I hate... Can I make a huge call?
Yeah, go for it.
I hate breakfast. I've never enjoyed it. I hate breakfast.
Well, you do have breakfast at like midday at 12 o'clock.
You know what? I have, like, Reese comes over every day and I have breakfast. Reese comes here at 11 and every single day I have breakfast after 11. I'm up at like 9. Just hate breakfast. Don't want to eat in the morning. There's a lot of people, but by the way, I'm not like, oh, I hate eating in the morning. That's not even the issue. I actually just don't like going out for breakfast at cafes. The only thing I'll eat is bacon and eggs. I don't really even like eggs that much. And pancakes, because I'm a child. And Weetabix. Like cereal I like, toast, sure. I'll eat like 5 things. There's 5 things I would eat. You know what scares me? How popular a big breakfast is from a cafe. Which if you don't know, I don't know if I'm assuming it's a global thing, but it's like you get a hash brown, bacon. Bacon's great. Love that in the morning. You get hash brown, bacon, mushroom. Get out of here. Before midday? What's wrong with you? A hot tomato? I've always hated hot tomato, roasted tomato. You get a bit of avocado, you get eggs, toast. And then you get like weird vegetables and shit on there and sauce. They put like sauces on and it's greasy. I don't want that shit at 9 a.m. I don't want a hot tomato at the best of times. Mushroom, no way. I think my dad scarred me as a kid. Because like when I was a kid, you know, before school, my dad used to encourage, because it was good for you, mate, some horrific combinations. Have you ever had sardines on toast?
No.
Oh, you had a good childhood. I'm envious of that. I wish I could stand before you today and tell everyone, guys, I've never had sardines on toast at 7 a.m. in the morning. I have. I hate sardines. Like, we're talking mushrooms on toast. You ever had that?
I think, yes.
Yeah,
a
combination of canned mushrooms and real mushrooms cut up, put on toast. I just hate mushrooms, so I'm not around that at all. Baked beans were like the only one that I was like, you sure? Baked beans on toast, yeah, it's pretty plain. But a banana on toast? You ever had that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That's also not as weird. Still though, I tried so many ambitious food crossovers when I was a child that I think I just now hate the meal. You know, I almost understand how people grow up with resentment towards things because of a childhood experience. Like, that's mine. Mine is breakfast. I had such a good childhood that, like, some people hate their parents. Some people hate, some people hate another gender. You know what I mean? Because of experience they've had in their life. I know women, like, I hate men. I just can't trust them. It's like, okay, fair enough. I've not experienced that. My thing, and it shows you how fucking good my life is, I just hate a meal. I'm just like, guys, there's still lunch, dinner, afternoon tea. I'm even a fan of brunch. That's why I like eating at 11. Just don't put a mushroom in you before 8 a.m. would be my advice. But obviously, I'm in the wrong here. I know that. And I know I'm fighting a losing battle. I'm not going to convince an entire population to not eat in the morning because it's pretty popular. But yeah, so Weetabix or Wheatbix, whatever you're doing, you're doing what the Murdoch media, I sound like Friendly Geordies or something. You're doing what the Murdoch media is doing in Australia with COVID. You're fear-mongering and you're spreading these, like, just, it's so annoying what they're doing. You can't tell people that putting beans on raw Weetabix is okay. You just can't. So anyway, stop. Not that I have any credibility or, that they're not going to hear this, but God, I really wanted to voice that opinion. That's all podcasts are, unless you're Joe Rogan.
But it's like they're trying to keep the trend going. Like, they posted this. I'll flip my laptop around. Adding this liquid purple thing to it. I don't know what it is, but it looks horrific.
What is it? Innocent. What's innocent? Click on the Twitter account. Is it wine? They're adding like wine on Weetabix, I bet. It's
like a healthy juice drink.
Oh, okay. I thought it was wine because I bet your middle-aged mums would be like, oh, I got 4 kids. I could do a wine on me Bix. God, wouldn't that be a treat? No, Catherine, seek help. That probably really hit home for someone named Catherine right now who is fiending for a wine. Wined? Jeff? So when's the press conference? In 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes until we find out if my career is going to be over. You guys will see a live reaction of pretty much my face when I find out if my tour will or will not go ahead. You may see a boy cry in the next 10 minutes. No, I don't think this will affect my tour because I think if they are going to do a 5-day lockdown, if they are going to do a lockdown, it's only going to be 5 days. Surely. Hopefully, just to get on top of another cluster. Other overseas people must think we're crazy. They must be like, oh, corona's bad in Australia. We've had like 16 cases in about 3 days, and the government's like, lock it down.
Yeah, and all the cases are pretty much linked.
Yeah, they're all linked. They know where they came from pretty much. In America, they have like 20,000 a day in one city, and they're like, fuck it, just restaurants are open. So yeah, one thing that I wanted to talk about, guys, it sparked a little bit of hot debate on Luke and Lewis this week, of what we were talking about, what we'd look like as girls, and then we remembered that trend from like 2 years ago of those face apps where you can like chuck your face through an app and it spits out what you'd look like as the opposite gender or as you're old or whatever. I'll put my face through the old one. Damn. Yuck. I need to moisturize. I look like my granddad, kind of, which is actually a little weird. Also not weird because I guess I'm related to him. But I don't look like I'm not like a cool 70. I'm like do you need help getting up 70? That's what I'm going to look like. Yeah. I know if you've ever done the old one, but I
have, yeah.
Yeah, what do you look like? Are you a cool 70?
I'm still on my phone.
Man, I need help with my grocery shopping 70. I look like...
Was that the one in the thumbnail?
No, that was me as a chick. Okay. Yeah. No, me as a girl, I look like... we'll check up the photo here. There's 2 versions. There's one of my headshot where I look like I run a blog on the Gold Coast about, why cats shouldn't be outdoors. Like I'm just trying to ruin some person's life or whatever. And the other one, me in good lighting as a girl, dude, I'm a tasty treat. I'm a snack. Would smash 100%. Now, is that incestuous? Who knows? Whatever it is, it's hot. Don't know what it is, but I chucked a poll over my Instagram story. So we did talk about this on Luke and Lewis. We kind of compared who'd be the hottest girl, but then I wasn't happy with the one I submitted to Lewis to be chucked through the app. Neither Lewis and I were happy. Lewis looked like a horse girl with a gun. He's stashed in her backpack, which is, I guess, female Lewis. But yeah, I chucked it up on Instagram and said, would you smash? What were the poll results so far? I did this last night. So about a week ago for you guys now. 70% said right here, right now. And 30% of people said you wish. Jeez, there must be a big queue out the front. Damn. I should grow my hair out. In all seriousness, I wouldn't be any more attractive as a female. I'm kind of glad I was born a dude. I just don't have I don't know. I wouldn't be hot as a girl. You know what I mean? I don't think so. Do you reckon you'd be hot as a girl?
I've actually got mine here.
Yeah, can you show me? You look nice.
Look very friendly.
You look very friendly. I would treat you with respect. Well, I treat all girls with respect. So, you look great, Reese.
I'll chuck it in the edit.
Yeah, geez. If you want to say that, head over to the video. That is, that's really something. Yeah, I got a few responses. Elliot, probably not going to be happy with me. A guy from my Discord, great bloke. Opened for my Canberra show, actually, last year. He's there, does a bit of stand-up. He responded with, I'm only saying you wish because you look like my cousin. And I go, wait, does that mean you find your cousin hot? Like, the only reason... Otherwise, I'd fuck the shit out of you as a girl. So I'm like, wait. And I go, which means you absolutely think your cousin's hot. And then he goes, oh, does it? Fuck. So getting a few good responses here. This one came in from Evie. So, I put up on my story that Meg voted for right here, right now. So she was a bit keen. Under that, you can very clearly see that I also voted that I'd fuck myself. And I didn't really reference it because I knew people would just be like, wait, what? A lot of people pointing out the fact this Evie said, big dick energy voting for yourself, or is that incest? And again, Evie, I don't know what it is, but I don't hate it. And that is the energy that we need this year. Guys, we need a little bit more positivity. We can't be, just villainizing people for wanting to fuck themselves if they're a girl. There's bigger things happening in the world right now. You can't be coming at me for this. Kabir Bajaj said that me voting for myself was kind of cringe, mate. Kabir didn't think that was good. That's a man that's not comfortable with his sexuality, Kabir. All right? If you can't get aroused by yourself as a female, then you shouldn't be jerking off, my man. You shouldn't be jerking off. Seriously, in all seriousness, Meg, who is bi, literally goes like, yeah, look, you're not like this one that I put up where I do look like a, would you...
I messaged you about
Oh, yeah, Reese, sorry. The most problematic response out of all of them was Reese's because in response to would you smash, which is his boss as a girl, he goes, if I say yes, would that be a HR issue? And I go, Meg's going to allow it. Then he left me on scene. So what's the answer? Would you smash?
Mate, I think that gives it away.
It speaks for itself. Yeah. I look all right. But yeah, there's some where I look horrific. That was the only one where I looked somewhat good. The other ones of me were,
the one in the thumbnail.
One in the thumbnail was not good. Yeah. This one from 2 years ago, I hang out at the library a lot.
You look very friendly, isn't it?
I do. I look, me and female Reese in this one look like we'd be friends. So yeah, that was a bit of good fun during the week, guys. The old hypothetical. Isn't it crazy that we do live in a day and age where if you go, 50 years ago, if you're like, I wonder what I'd look like as a girl, you'd have no way of really knowing. There's no reason to ever know that. It's one of those 21st century things that you're like, I could just look up, just run it through a filter. It takes 2 seconds to find out what you'd look like. It's fucking wild, to be honest. And also, you getting those headphones ready? The press conference is about to start. Dude, you're going to be there for 18 minutes. Yeah, those press conferences go for ages. You'll be... Yeah, you won't be present for the rest of the podcast. I tried to care briefly before. Scott Morrison was doing a press conference, a live one on YouTube. Reese saw me do it. I watched it for a minute and I started doing something else and I left it on. And then I just turned it off and went, I tried to give a shit about something other than myself. Couldn't do it. And I only watched it for a minute because I thought it might affect me. So really, there was no other motive for me to watch it. It's getting bad. And I reckon everyone's come a little more selfish. As I was saying before, it's every man for themselves, really, in regards to COVID, there's a little bit of do your bit, come on, do the quarantine, stay indoors. I'm all for that. But I'm also all for that because I got tickets on sale, and that's a lot of people to refund. Which, by the way, we are doing refunds for all the people on tour. And I also wanted to explain to everyone, I don't think I've actually explained why I'm not announcing every single show yet. I think some people cottoned on as to why. But I'm only announced a third of my tour so far, just pretty much Victoria and Adelaide, because I don't want to announce a full tour and have the same thing that happened last year, which is all my shows get cancelled and Luke loses a lot of money. We don't want to do that again because I literally cannot afford to do that again. So we're doing a bit at a time to, I guess, alleviate the risk and reduce the risk of everything getting cancelled all at once. Because people from Queensland keep on messaging me going, dude, there's no cases up here. Why aren't you doing a show in Queensland? I'm like, you're not the problem. I'm not worried about you. We're fucked. Melbourne are clearly the problem, and your state will close its borders to us. So it's not a thing of, I know I'm not going to get it when I come there. That's not what I'm worried about. It's I'm worried about not being able to go there to do my show, which is a legitimate possibility because, I've got an Adelaide show on sale and South Australia have shut their borders temporarily. Keep buying tickets, guys. No, seriously, you can still buy tickets because they'll be refunded anyway. And also those shows are almost nearly sold out, which will be a massive bummer. It's the first time ever that Adelaide people have ever booked ahead. Maybe because you have to book to get into restaurants and stuff for a bit. Adelaide people finally worked out that booking online wasn't hard. Because usually it's just they just rock up, with some good energy and a bit of bant. That's the Adelaide way. But this year they're booking ahead, which is pretty wild. So that's why I'm not doing the full tour at once, just to clear up any confusion. I am coming to Sydney. I'm coming to Newcastle. I'll be coming to Canberra, Wollongong, Albury. Of pretty much all the places I did last year, I'll be back. Just be patient, especially Perth people. You guys want to be your own country at the moment, literally. I think there's some people there that want you guys to be a country. So, you guys close your border if someone coughs in Melbourne. If you hear someone cough on the East Coast, you're like, fuck it. Shut them up. No way. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Perth and I'm just going to open my show by going, oh, I got a bit of a sore throat. Oh, I'll be like, can you guys smell that? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't. And just, I'll have a chip and be like, can't taste a thing. Anyway, what up, guys? And they'll all run out. You guys are freaked out about it. And that's fair enough. So, that's what I'm doing with my tour, guys. One bit at a time. I'll pretty much be doing shows all year. It's just unfortunately the way we've got to do it this year to reduce the risk on my end. Look at us 3 months ago. We thought it was going to be fine. And now here we are. Reese is about to tune into another press conference about a lockdown in Melbourne. It's our third time round.
Hopefully it's just the 5 days.
Hopefully it's like the end of the trilogy. I mean, usually the third one is the best, you know? Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, my personal favorite. Even Return of the Jedi, is my favorite Star Wars movie. Most people like Empire Strikes Back. I'm an Ewok man through and through. What can I say? So, yeah. Now, guys, Patreon. Thank you all to the new people who have jumped on the Patreon. Help support this podcast. It pays Reese. It pays Meg. It's how I keep this whole operation running. Meg does a lot of editing. So does Reese, obviously. And, you know, Meg sends off the merch and stuff. The people on Patreon are the only reason why I can do comedy, actually. Geez, that's scary. So please don't leave the Patreon. We've changed the tiers. And yeah, we do a Luke and Meg podcast every single fortnight. It's very loose, and we'd love to have you part of the Discord community as well, which is a reward on one of the tiers. And it's cool to see new people joining that, getting to know you guys. And obviously we had the Melbourne meetup, and hopefully once I can get into state again a little bit more, we can do interstate meetups and stuff as well. Just essentially just playing cricket and thrashing the pub after. Nothing special, but God, it's fun. So, yeah, I do have one story to tell. It's the story that really has got a lot of intrigue from people. I'd said it 2 weeks ago. Said, guys, I have a racist story to tell. and then I didn't tell it. For the reason being, it's a little bit problematic. Is the press conference about to start?
Soon, yeah.
Oh, that's good. It might have just saved me from getting cancelled. Dan, thank you very much, mate.
Well, it hasn't exactly started yet, so you got to keep going.
Fuck. Now, I want to preface this story with the reason why I'm telling it. And you probably think, Luke, if the story is racist, don't tell it. And you know what? Fair. But I want to preface this story with, guys, the reason I am telling it is because I wasn't happy with myself. I was a little bit ashamed of myself, of my actions in this story, and you'll understand why. But it was pretty funny. If it's a bit funny, and all in all, it ends with a harmless laugh, then that's okay. Now, guys, I'm driving along the other day in a place called Templestowe. It's kind of near where I live, but I was driving there to Frankston. To the Luke and Lewis podcast. And this area is not even stereotypically. It just has a high population of Asian people that live there. There's a few areas around where I live, like Box Hill in Melbourne, Templestowe, Doncaster, just has a high population of people from Asia that have chosen to reside there. Now I'm driving behind a car that is driving very erratically. Quite erratically. We're talking swerving, braking in the middle of the road when you're not supposed to. I had to slam on my brakes 3 times. They're driving out of the white lines. At one point, they drove up onto the curb and then back down, like near a traffic light. And I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And I'm completely ashamed of this, guys, but in my head, I'm by myself, and I'm ashamed to admit this publicly, but I stereotyped this person in my head. I did. You know why? Because people always say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And to that I'd say there is a reason why books have covers. That's why you pay a good illustrator for your book. So people go, oh, this looks interesting. I might give it a read, right? So I start judging a book by its cover, and I was pretty ashamed of myself. I stereotyped this person and started playing the game in my head, Asian, old, or drunk. And I was like, when I pull up at the traffic light, I'm going to see if this person is one of the 3. And stereotypically, it's like a bit of a racial prejudice, if you don't know, that Asian people are stereotypically not very good at driving. I don't even know where that comes from. I also don't even know if there's any truth behind it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
The only evidence I have is this story, to be honest. I don't even know where that racial prejudice comes from, because it's, if anything, I've seen Tokyo Drift. They're fucking sick at driving. Those guys rip it. I don't know that some stereotypes are fucked up and most of them are wrong. That one has no evidence. That one has 6 movies, or now 9. There was a super wide for Fast and Furious 9. There's now 9 movies to back that statement up that it is incorrect. So anyway, I'm ashamed of myself. I start playing this game really unintentionally in my head. So I'm like, is it an old person? Are they drunk? Because again, this person's driving very erratically. I pull up, and I'm not lying here. You guys are going to be like, oh, come on. There's no way something this perfect happened. I'm playing old, Asian, or drunk. I pull up beside them at a traffic light. Their windows are down. It's an old, drunk Asian lady. And then that almost made me feel relieved, because I was like, oh, I felt so ashamed of myself in the moment. Like, oh, why am I stereotyping? It's just stupid. Like, there's no way it's either of the 3. When I put it up next to him, I was like, okay, stereotypes exist for a reason. I was like, and I was almost annoyed at her that she confirmed what I was thinking. I was like a little bit like, come on, don't be the stereotype. Like, make me the bad guy. I should have been the dick there. I pull up and I'm like, oh, of course I was wrong. That was stupid of me to think that. You idiot, Luke. Get better. It's 2021, mate. Be a little more forward thinking. I pulled up, see this obviously intoxicated elderly Asian woman and go, well, that's just confirmed every prejudice that I just thought. Don't be a stereotype. So, I don't know what the moral of the story is here, because it left me really confused. The original moral was going to be never do that, because that's not fair. But now I'm like, well, if you are suspicious, you might be right. Has there been a press conference? Because
still waiting.
Because the Daily Mail are typing, mate.
Hurry up, Dan.
This story is not boding well for me. So if you could just get me out of it, that'd be great, because I'm digging a hole right now. But yeah, fuck, it was funny. She was like had an open bottle with her, but like not like a beer bottle or something, like spirits, and she was slurring in Mandarin, like to herself. She could have just had dementia. I don't know. It might have just been an old woman. Maybe that's what was happening. Either way, this person should not have been operating a vehicle. Some old people need to learn when to hang up the boots when driving. Just think they do. Reese has got the headphones on. The press conference has started. Is it Dan the Man? Andrews?
Yep.
Dan
He's up
Murphy's.
speaking now.
Okay. What's he wearing?
He's got the suit on today.
Oh, fuck. So he doesn't have the...
Hasn't got the North Face on.
Hasn't got the North Face jacket on. Shit. All right. Bad news, guys. We are locking down. Reese, get the fuck out of my house. It's probably immediate. Jesus Christ. This is a bit weird. Maybe we'll have to edit around this. Should we just wait now until the results?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just unplug it. We'll just get a live reaction and we'll just edit out the boring bits.
It's just not surprising that we're seeing extra cases within those groups.
He's leading to it.
Yeah, it's happening.
That's where those cases
He's going to say, get off the beers.
Part of the world has done. It is moving at a velocity that has not been seen anywhere in our country over the course.
Speedier virus, this one.
Fuck.
A little bit more pace behind it.
About to the challenge that I have.
Oh, just get to it, champion.
Is that if we wait for this theory that it might be...
This is like waiting an hour for them to announce the winner of Australia's Got Talent when they just word it in like a fucked up long way. It's like when the Bachelor has to let a girl down and he goes, I love you, but...
So, because this is so infectious and is moving so fast...
He's actually like the Bachelor.
Circuit breaker. Therefore, I'm announcing, on advice from the Chief Health Officer and after a meeting of relevant cabinet
Get to it.
and the full cabinet, that from 11:59 p.m. tonight, Victoria, all of Victoria, will go to stage 4. Son of a bitch! And I'll take you to occur.
Oh, I'm going to have to...
There will only be 4 reasons to leave your
go on Zoom again.
For necessary goods and services when you need those
Guys,
things.
buy Zoom stock now. It's going up.
Skyrocketing in Victoria.
And they know that these tactics, this type of response works. But I will just for completeness sake take you through the list as it stands.
Yeah, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to
Oh, God. That, dude, don't. Just get to it quicker. That was like watching a guy on The Bachelor let down the girl at the end when they're standing there and he's like, what a journey we've been on. Victorians, you know, we've spent much time together and I've loved every bit of it. But, and they just take them on this journey and you're like, are you marrying them? Are you dumping them? Are you saying you love them? That was confusing right up until the bit. He was like, we've come so far. I'm like, we have, Dan. And then he just at the end was like, anyway, so yeah, you're going to be locked down. Oh, cool. Could have opened with that. 5 minutes later. God damn. Well, there you have it, guys. 5-day lockdown. Round 3 for us in Victoria. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying like this is news. You guys have been living it for 4 days already. Well, actually, by the time this podcast gets released, we're pretty much at the end of it.
Yeah.
This is the least relevant content I've ever done. Fuck.
But if you're on Patreon, you can get it early.
Yeah, I'm just glad that Dan made an announcement right when my story was getting really problematic. So, thank you very much for saving me from that, Dan. I do have to reflip the old hourglass. Oh, by the way, hourglass update. It's fucked. Oh, I was going to say that right at the start of the podcast. I forgot about it. I wanted it to be on the record. I set a timer the other day for 1 hour, flipped it. Dude, it wasn't even close to being done an hour.
Yeah.
I reckon it goes for 70 minutes. It's a 70-minute glass, not an hour glass. Dude, and you know what? $1 for every minute that was. Does that cost me $70? Absolute throwing money down
Ripped
the
off.
drain. Yeah. So that's awesome. Well, I'm glad we did the podcast in advance because you wouldn't have been able to come over on Tuesday, which is when we usually record.
Yeah, well, it was the plan originally as well because I was going to be away next week.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Didn't really change much. But now you're not going to go to
Echuca.
No.
No.
Well, that sucks. To be honest, I'm going to get a lot done. I'm thinking of cleaning the house. There's like a part of me now that has like a hard on for productivity. I'm like, I'm going to get so much done in the next 5 days because I can't go out. Because I had a bunch of shit booked in. Oh, does that mean I still have to go to my gig tonight? Is it irresponsible now if I go to my gig tonight? I don't know. I'll see if the
think
gig
that'll be
gets
up to the
cancelled.
venue.
Yeah, that's up to the people who run it, I guess. All right, so let's wrap this pod up with a little bit of flex chat, guys.
13 minutes.
13 minutes remaining.
Yep.
Oh, shit. That's a lot. An hour is a long time. What about we just include the bit where we sat here in silence for 5 minutes and listen to Dan, let us down easy. That's really all he was doing, was just letting us down easy. All right. These flex chats were pretty good from memory. I don't have them up. That's why I'm stalling right now. Podcast emails. All right. This first one comes in from William. And by the way, guys, if you don't know what flex chat is, it is a segment where if you're crushing it, if you're getting nothing but net, if your life is a fat old swish, then you just send an email to lukekidgellpodcast@gmail.com and essentially rub it in everyone else's faces. Because we have a massive tall poppy syndrome problem in our country where people just, you get a little bit successful or you get a promotion at work and your friends and family tear you down, as they should. Fuck being successful. Fuck working hard and then getting a good reward, right? This one came in from William. He goes, this is an update from last week.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, this is from William. So you remember last week he flexed that he got $2 chicken sushi, and I brought up my concern, which was, hey man, that sounds like food poisoning, not a flex. That would be under food poisoning chat, the segment. So he goes, just a quick update about my flex chat. chicken sushi story on last week's podcast, you made a comment saying that I might be dead. And sadly, I am not. Well, that's morbid. I'm happy about that, William. Also, while I think about it, the sushi wasn't that great. I remember it being quite stale and adding lots of soy sauce to it. I haven't learned my lesson though, as I saw that deal again and definitely can't say no to a $2 easy dinner. That's a man that will never learn. So sometimes you can't teach people. You know, if he went to hospital and shut himself for a week, he would justify it in his brain by going, well, mate, it was $2. And you know what? The old Luke would have done that. There was a time in my life that I would have been like, dude, bargain. You know? I love a bargain, but not at the expense of my asshole. That's what I always say anyway. This one comes in from Jack. This is an actual flex chat, so I'll get the sound effect up. He goes, hey, Luke and Robot Overlord Reese. Love the pod much better than that Luke and Lewis rubbish. Did you think that was going to be a compliment? I'm still 50% of that show. And if not, spend more time on that than this. That's not like, did you think I'd be like, oh, thanks, man. Fuck Luke and Lewis. I hate those guys. It's like, yeah, man. Insult something I do with my friend. Awesome. I appreciate that, mate. I'm glad. Nah, guys, he's probably going at a little bit of a joke there, and that's fair.
I reckon.
Yeah, it was a little bit of banter, as we call it. Bit of a flex. Moved away from home from uni quite recently and realized I needed a home bar. So being the lazy fuck I am, I ordered online from BWS and paid with PayPal. Now the total was about $650, but that isn't the flex. PayPal flagged it as suspicious activity, so naturally I said it wasn't me, got the full refund from them, and kept all the drinks. Boom. No alcohol like free alcohol. That's not really a flex. If anything, it's just incriminating yourself. It's not a flex, it's theft, Jack. And very, very irresponsible. But you know what? I love a free beer. Dude, one of the things that annoyed me the most about COVID last year was Meg was turning 21, which means all Meg's friends were, which means I was going to cop like a +1 invite to a bunch of events with free beers. Completely missed out on that. You know, that's a year wasted in my books. So really, I was probably ended up being healthier for it. But yeah, I guess it's a bit of a flex, Jack. It also is a crime. So I don't really know. None of these flexes ever really flexes.
No.
Like, guys, this segment, I'm going to be honest, has fallen off. I think we might have to bring back unpopular opinions because last week, $2 chicken sushi, not flex. You know what it is? You guys, like the people who listen to this podcast, your definition of a flex is incorrect and completely off. Stealing from BWS or PayPal or whoever you stole from, sure, it's kind of funny to do once. It's $650. You know, you're a bad person. And $2 sushi, also not a flex. This one from Ryan, let's hope it is a flex. My family friend in New South Wales asked if I can buy him limited edition TNs and then send it to him. I'm in Queensland. Because they're all sold out where he is. I mentioned my sister's pregnancy in general conversation, and he asks what she needs, then proceeds to drop $600 on baby supplies for her as a baby shower gift from him. And I think it's a pretty big flex to drop that much money on someone without expecting anything back. Oh, so that was like his friend's flex.
Yeah.
Oh, so he did him a favor, just got him some TNs and sent it to him.
Yeah.
And in return, $600.
Baby supplies.
Dude, that favor is not worth a $600 reward. Maybe a slap, which is like $45. That's a good gesture. You know, if I got someone shoes that they couldn't get, probably took him 5 minutes. Probably either went to his local shops or got it online and bought him, sent it to him. $600. What the fuck? People who buy TNs have too much cash. Cool. I'll be honest, wasn't great. It was fine. Was that the only one there?
Yep.
Guys,
That's the only
send in more emails, okay? We're not going to do email segments anymore. You know, this is like the Luke and Lewis problem we have is 95% are trash, 5% are great. There's no 5% on this podcast email because it's a smaller podcast, you know, a little more niche. Occasionally we get a great email. A lot of the time we just get crimes sent to us. But thanks for keeping them coming in. My mum keeps calling me. She's probably like, Luke, have you heard there's a lockdown? Yes, mum.
We've got 5.5 minutes.
Jesus. I feel like an AFL team right now when they start kicking it backwards and just
Trying to run
chipping
the
it
clock
around.
out.
Dude, I'm running out the clock. Do we just do the Luke Kidgell 55 minutes today? Have you got anything? Have you got a story?
No,
How are you?
I'm good.
Come on, man.
Yeah, my dad's ringing me. as
Now
well.
your dad's calling me. Why are our parents so stressed about this? Dude, you know why? Because every boomer right now is running to the Woolies or Coles to buy more bog roll because that's what they do when there's an announcement. Dan Andrews gets on the TV and they buy that. They just buy noodles and toilet paper and pasta. Like, it's going to be a hell of a 5 days. Dude, that's awesome. Well, I'm going to get so much stuff done, guys. I know by the time you're hearing this, it's probably going to be over.
Yeah.
Life's going to be rad again, and that's all sweet. People in other countries right now must be like, in the UK, aren't they on actual lockdown?
Yeah, like the whole country.
Yeah, in like winter.
Yeah, for like months.
Don't pretend like your life has changed in the UK. It snows there. Why the fuck would you want to leave your house anyway? Like, it happened here in winter, and you know, no one was that mad about it, really. Everyone was like, yeah, look, it's annoying not being able to go to the pub, but at the end of the day, I wasn't planning on leaving my house too much anyway. Last year was, man, looking back on it now, because it does seem like it's in the past, even though this is a temporary setback, this 5-day lockdown, I feel like we're over the hill. And looking back on it, dude, it was something that I'll remember forever. I got to the point where my sleeping pattern got so bad that at like 1 p.m. some days, just going to bed at like 3 when I was streaming and stuff, and doing that every day. In no other time in my life have I had the luxury of being that much of a degenerate. And it does sound sad when you say it like that, but there's something a little bit special about that as well. So yeah, guys, tickets are on sale. Thank you very much. Geelong and Adelaide, surprisingly, the two places I thought wouldn't sell as well because they were so far away. They're selling great, so thank you very much. Melbourne, selling good. I think there's like 15 tickets left on the first Saturday, which is cool. That's going to sell out. A few other weekends. Other than that, though, I think people are being a little conservative in Melbourne, going like, I'll just buy them the day before
Oh, definitely.
to see if it's going to go ahead or not. And that's fair, but obviously there will be a refund policy. Not policy, it's my policy. I'm not going to steal your money. All right, it's a refund guarantee. You know why? Because I'm not a prick. So that's it. I don't, dude, that would make me so angry if I bought tickets to something and then I just didn't give me my money back. You know, like I would just be so angry. I'd be like, fuck you forever. You know. This is what we can talk about.
Yes.
Dude, the TikTok has been popping off. I just hit 300K. I'm almost thinking of not trashing it for 2 weeks now. TikTok's really on my good side, you know? Sure. You know why it's on my good side? Because I'm now becoming one of the dumb people on it. I captioned a video of me hula hooping which is, if you clearly watch the video, I'm clearly in a big W. It says big W behind me. I captioned it, regional Kmarts are a vibe. And then the top comment is, except isn't that a big W? And I just go, fuck, it is too. And you can't edit captions on TikTok. So now but you know what the funny part is? That video had a couple thousand, had a few thousand views before that comment got posted, which means there's a few thousand people on that app as dumb as me going, yeah, that is some kind of store. Checks out. But yeah, guys, TikTok's popping off. Oh, guys, we're at the end of the podcast. I'm sorry, I'm going over time. We're done. Dude, I hate this buzzer. This buzzer is such a bad purchase.
We break it.
Is it the sound effect or the buzzer?
I think it's broken. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's it.
Guys, send in better shit. That's the end of the podcast.